The neon glow of Manhattan flickered through the drizzle on March 12, 2025, casting jagged reflections across the Hudson Yards skyline. Inside the pristine halls of Sterling Heights, a high-end assisted living facility, the air smelled of antiseptic and wilted roses, a sterile shroud over the lives within. Wendy Williams, the 60-year-old queen of daytime TV, sat in her fifth-floor room. Studio 5, as she'd dubbed it, her once booming voice now a whisper against the locked window. Her purple wig rested on a stand, a silent sentinel of her past, while her hands clutched a Werther's Original, its caramel tang a fleeting comfort. To the staff, she was just another resident, a shadow of the brash broadcaster who'd ruled the airwaves. But tonight, as rain streaked the glass, Wendy was plotting a rebellion, one that would unravel a conspiracy, reclaim her legacy, and prove that even in a cage, her voice could still roar. Wendy's journey to Sterling Heights was a saga of highs and heartbreak. Born in Asbury Park, New Jersey, she'd clawed her way from radio obscurity to TV stardom, her sharp tongue and fearless candor making the Wendy Williams Show a cultural juggernaut from 2008 to 2021. She'd interviewed legends, sparred with foes, and built an empire on hot topics and hot seats. But health battles, Graves' disease, lymphedema, and a crumbling marriage to Kevin Hunter had dimmed her spotlight. In 2022, after a bank flagged financial irregularities, a court placed her under guardianship with Sabrina Morrissey, a steely attorney who claimed Wendy's frontotemporal dementia and aphasia rendered her incapacitated. Wendy denied it, her mind as sharp as ever, but the gavel fell. By 2024, she'd landed in Sterling Heights Memory Unit, a $27,000 a month prison masquerading as care. The facility was a paradox. Marble floors and gourmet menus hid a suffocating regime. Residents, mostly in their 80s and 90s, shuffled through days of bingo and bland soup, their eyes vacant. Wendy's room was a 500-square-foot cell, bed, chair, a TV she couldn't control, overlooking a courtyard she rarely saw. Twice in 30 days, she'd mutter, recalling her dentist trips the only times she'd breathed fresh air. She ate alone, avoiding the dining hall's depressing parade of wheelchairs. Her iPad requests were denied, her phone calls outbound only, her friends, Suzanne Bass, Charlemagne the God, barred from visiting. "I can call you, but you can't call me," she'd told Harvey Levin in a crackling phone interview, her voice defiant through tears. But Wendy wasn't broken. She'd faced worse, tabloid scandals, addiction, and emerged stronger. In Studio 5, she turned isolation into investigation. She'd noticed oddities. Staff whispering about special funds, a locked basement door, a nurse named Carla who slipped her extra candy with a knowing wink. Wendy suspected Sabrina wasn't just her guardian. She was a puppet master, siphoning her fortune with Sterling Heights as the stage. "This system's failed me," she told Harvey, her words a rallying cry. She needed proof and freedom before her father's 94th birthday in Miami, a deadline ticking louder than the rain. Her first clue came on a stormy Tuesday. As thunder rattled the panes, Wendy pressed her ear to the vent, catching fragments of a hushed call. "Morrissey wants the transfer quiet. Basement vault, midnight." Her pulse quickened. A vault? She'd seen Sabrina once, a cold figure in a gray suit, but never below the 5th floor. That night, feigning a fall, she lured a night orderly away, palming his keycard. At 11:55, she slipped into the hall, her slippers silent on the tile, and rode the elevator to the basement, a forbidden realm of flickering lights and musty air. The vault was real, a steel door marked Records. The keycard worked, and inside Wendy found a treasure trove, ledgers, bank statements, a laptop humming softly. Her hands shook as she flipped through papers, millions drained from her accounts, funneled to offshore shells, Sterling Heights listed as a consulting partner. Sabrina's signature sprawled across every page, But another name caught her eye. Victor Langston, the facility's director. A photo slipped free. Sabrina and Victor smiling at a gala, her fortune their prize. Wendy's breath hitched. This wasn't just guardianship. It was theft, and she was their golden goose. She couldn't take it all. Too risky. But she pocketed a ledger page and snapped photos with a disposable camera Carla had smuggled in, a relic from her radio days. Back in Studio 5, she hid the evidence under her mattress, her mind racing. She needed an ally outside these walls, someone to blow the whistle. Enter Tony Russo, a grizzled paparazzo who'd staked out Sterling Heights since her arrival, his lens a lifeline. On March 15th, as rain lashed the city, Wendy scrawled, "Help Wendy," on a napkin, tied it to a Jolly Rancher, and dropped it from a cracked window. Tony caught it, his camera flashing, and she mouthed, "Get this out," her heart pounding as he nodded and bolted. The next day, chaos erupted. Sirens wailed as NYPD stormed Sterling Heights. Tony's photos splashed across TMZ. Wendy Williams's SOS, trapped star exposes fraud? Sabrina arrived, her face a mask of fury, cornering Wendy in her room. "What have you done, Wendy? You're sick. You don't know what you're saying." Wendy stood tall, her voice steady. "I know exactly what I'm saying, Sabrina. You've been stealing from me and I've got proof." Sabrina's eyes narrowed, but before she could retort, officers entered with a warrant. Tony's tip had sparked a raid. At Mount Sinai West, Dr. Rachel Patel, a neurologist, tested Wendy that afternoon. Memory intact, speech clear, no signs of dementia, just a woman who'd outsmarted her captors. "She's not incapacitated," Patel declared, her report a key to Wendy's cage. Sabrina protested, citing old diagnoses, but the evidence, ledger page, photos, recordings Wendy had made on a smuggled recorder, piled up. By evening, Victor was in cuffs, Sabrina under investigation, and Sterling Heights' basement vault sealed. Wendy's triumph wasn't quiet. On March 20th, she faced a judge via video link, her purple wig back on, her fire blazing. "This system failed me, Your Honor," she said, voice ringing. "I'm not sick. I'm sober, sharp, and ready to live." The courtroom hushed as she laid out her case. The fraud, the isolation, her fight. Her niece, Alex Finney, testified, tears in her eyes. "That's my Aunt Wendy, the real one." The judge, moved, dissolved the guardianship, granting Wendy her freedom, effective immediately. Days later, Wendy stood on a Miami balcony, the ocean breeze kissing her face, her father beside her. His 94th birthday party buzzed below. Family, friends, laughter, her first taste of liberty in years. She'd flown down that morning, a 2-day pass she'd turned into forever. "Happy birthday, Daddy," she whispered, handing him a Werther's Original, their tradition. He smiled, frail but proud. "You did it, Wen." Back in New York, Sterling Heights faced scrutiny, its memory unit exposed as a cash cow for the elite. Wendy sued, reclaiming her fortune, and relaunched her voice. Not on TV, but a podcast, Wendy Unchained, from a Harlem studio. "Hot topics, no bars," she'd quip, her laugh echoing. Listeners, many 50-plus, flocked, drawn to her tale of resilience, a woman who'd turned a prison into a platform. One night, as she recorded, Suzanne Bass dropped by, a bottle of sparkling cider in hand. "You scared us, girl," she said, hugging her. Wendy grinned, popping the cork. "Takes more than a locked door to shut me up." They toasted, to freedom, family, and a voice that refused to fade. Sabrina faced trial, her empire crumbling. Victor plea bargained, spilling secrets. Wendy's story became a beacon, proof that age, illness, or betrayal couldn't silence a spirit forged in Jersey grit. At 60, she wasn't done. She was just beginning, her echoes louder than ever. One voice shattered the silence. "This tale proves that strength echoes beyond any wall." If Wendy's fight lit you up, drop a like to show it. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for more stories that ring true. What would you break free from to reclaim your stage? Share your fire in the comments below. We're all tuned in. Until next time, keep this close. No cage can mute a soul that roars.